Today on DC News Now, keep that umbrella handy. We're expecting thunderstorms. Meteorologist Damon Matson times it out for you. Democratic nominee Kamala Harris announced her vice president pick, the latest from the campaign trail.
Well, it's National Night Out, and police are trying to strengthen their ties with the community. I'll tell you where to find them.
Plus, a worldwide market meltdown.
The market does not like uncertainty.
Why experts say don't panic. And meet the man on a mission, helping ex-offenders change their lives in this week's DMV Doer.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Today is the final day of DC's extended heat emergency. Mayor Bowser activated the emergency on Friday due to the heat index surpassing 95 degrees each day. All right, meteorologist Damon Matson joined us now with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, obviously you guys are tracking that heavy rain expected a little bit later on in the week. How are things looking right now?
Well, Mark, you just said it, though. Before we even get to that heavier rainfall, which is coming over the next few days, well, we've had some quiet conditions and thus some hot temperatures. Once again, as we head into this early Tuesday afternoon, about half of the DMV is already getting into the 90s. Today, though, it's back across some of our western locations where there has been a bit more sunshine throughout the morning. Again, we have 91 degrees in Cumberland, 91 as well in Leesburg, 93 in Luray. As you go back off to the south and east, there was a little bit of high cloud cover, especially across Virginia, and that kept temperatures a little bit lower, still mid to upper 80s, but we will see these readings climbing with sunshine abundant now into the afternoon. But the two features we have continued to track over the last 24 hours are still nearby. Debbie's rainfall is starting to show up across portions of North Carolina now as that continues to track north. And then there is this frontal boundary that has started to creep closer to the DMV with clusters of thunderstorms developing along it across portions of Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And this front is going to be the cause of some showers and storms as we go later this afternoon into the evening. This will be the start of the rainfall for our week, the rest of our week here. And at first, these showers and storms will be extremely isolated, confined closer to the Pennsylvania-Maryland line. But by the time we enter the night tonight, things could get quite noisy across the region. So we'll time out when this first wave of storms will roll in, and we'll talk more about that heavy rainfall on the way from Debbie later this week, coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. And during this heat emergency, people are encouraged to limit their time outside. Vulnerable populations should not be outdoors for more than 20 minutes in an hour. Now, those who are vulnerable include older adults, children, and those with physical and mental conditions. Well, we now know who will be Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate. Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz will join Harris on the Democratic ticket, and she's hoping Walz will help her in key swing states. Vice President picked Minnesota Governor Walz over Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Walz was seen as a safer choice thanks to the fact that some of the other contenders had come under fire from certain segments of the left. Now, Shapiro received heavy scrutiny recently over his response to pro-Palestinian protests that emerged in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war, while both he and Kelly drew the ire of union leaders. Political science expert Hans Knoll says that the main goal is to pick someone who won't shake things up too much.
The vice president is a platform from which people run for president in the future. Of those swing states, Pennsylvania is probably the largest, and so it's got the most at stake.
Well, we can expect to see the pair tonight at a rally in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump's campaign secretary releasing a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "If Walz won't tell voters the truth, we will." Just like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz is a dangerously liberal extremist, and the Harris-Walz California dream is every American's nightmare. Meanwhile, a Winchester, Virginia man is facing charges for making online threats against the vice president. According to the Justice Department, Frank Carrillo is accused of threatening Harris, President Biden, the FBI director, and other public officials. This was done through the online platform Getter. Investigators say that they found around 4,400 posts and replies that targeted those officials. Carrillo was arrested last week at his home. FBI agents say that they also seized several guns and thousands of rounds of ammo from his home. Voting begins today for the special primary election in Prince George's County. This election is to replace at-large council member Mel Franklin. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons is at a polling place to break down the race.
Well, there is also thick competition in this race. We're already seeing voters go into the polling place here behind me to cast their ballots. More than 10 candidates are vying to become the next at-large city council member. The seat is wide open after former longtime at-large council member Mel Franklin resigned back in June. Days after his resignation, he faced accusations of stealing campaign funds. Franklin now faces several charges, including embezzlement. Many voters expressed their disappointment in the allegations. Others expressed their desire to see a new candidate make improvements to public safety and public education. Several candidates stepped up in hopes to fill the vacant seat. Those candidates include County Council Chair Jolene Ivey and Prince George's County Board of Education Chair Judy Mickens-Murray, among others.
I hope that they are for what their platform says, and then they stick to that and stay focused on that and keeping the county the way it should be kept.
And polls will remain open for voters until 8 p.m. tonight. To find your polling place, just head to our website at dcnewsnow.com. For now, in Upper Marlboro, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Liberty. New at noon. Right now, Fairfax police are investigating a crash in Reston that sent 3 men to the hospital, one of which is suffering life-threatening injuries. It happened this morning on Leesburg Pike and at Drainsville Road. Police say that Leesburg Pike, which was previously shut down, has been reopened. As we learn more information, we'll be sure to update you on air and online at dcnewsnow.com. Also developing, the King Street Oyster Bar in Noma closing its doors while police investigate a quadruple shooting. Police say the shooting happened outside the restaurant on M Street in Northeast early Saturday morning. Antonio Williams and Terrell Osborne Jr. died in the shooting. 2 other people were hurt. A manager at King Street Oyster Bar says that they'll reopen sometime next week. All right, take a look at your screen. Police are looking for this white Honda Accord in connection to the shooting. If you have any information about the case, you were asked to contact police. And police agencies across the region are gearing up for National Night Out, a night full of games and fun, and most importantly, building trust between police and the communities they serve. DC News Now's Yamari Sase spoke to the city of Bowie Police Department on how they're preparing.
Here at Bowie, they're expecting to see almost 3,000 people here at Allen Pond, and that's just one of the several National Night Out events that we can expect to see throughout the DMV. And police agencies have a full day ahead of them.
That's what I'm looking forward to go and meeting the community and meeting them in that family fun environment and build relationships.
National Night Out is an annual event across the country where police have an opportunity to strengthen their bond with the community. Families are encouraged to come out and enjoy food, games, music, and a fun-filled environment while also being able to have one-on-one conversations with police. Here in Bowie, the police department says they've been planning for months.
It's going to be a carnival type atmosphere. We're going to have face painters, bouncy castles, trains that go around, things for the kids. It's a family event.
One of the biggest hits that we get year in, year out, we have a commitment this year, weather pending, is the helicopter and the aviation unit with Maryland State Police.
And tonight's event is just another opportunity for them to build on that trust.
We don't want to take anything for granted. We shouldn't be seen as a threat or someone that's only there in the times of trouble or times of need. We want to establish a relationship beforehand, and so that they have confidence in the police department that serves their community, because we're all dedicated servants here to care about the community in which we serve.
Yeah, well, the city of Bowie, city of Arlington, Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and several police agencies will begin their events around 5 and 6 p.m. And in D.C., a local advocate will be honoring the D.C. police chief, and you can find all of those details on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Reporting in Bowie, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, D.C. News Now.
All right, thanks to Yamari. An exclusive story only on DC News Now. Community in Arlington working together to help a recent college graduate, Sophia Momchor, came to America from Russia back in 2021 when the war with Ukraine started. After leaving her home country, Sophia had to transfer colleges to a virtual program, turning a 4-year degree into a 7-year plan. And when she finally graduated this past June, she was disappointed in the lack of an actual graduation ceremony with her virtual program. That's when her boyfriend, Nick Harrison, put up a post in a local Facebook group asking for the community to help celebrate his girlfriend.
I just did the normal thing in America. You go to school for 4 years. Everything was according to plan. She had a lot more interruptions than I did, so I thought she deserves at least some form of ceremony.
And Nick's pretty cool. Let's give him some love. Nick posted on the Facebook Arlington Neighbors Helping Each Other, telling the group about Sophia's tough path to get her degree. And he asked if any professors would present Sophia with her diploma and take some pictures with her. To the couple's surprise, the post was a hit with the group, and several professors reached out to help them out. Mary Beth Matthews, a professor at the University of Mary Washington in Fredericksburg, was one of those professors, and she knew she had to help out.
We have commencement and rituals for a reason. They mark important changes in people's lives, and I couldn't say no to that.
Mary Beth and Sophia went over to the World War II Memorial to take pictures and celebrate the moment. Nick tells us that he also received offers from professional photographers for free photo shoots. For the full story, you can go to dcnewsnow.com.